Netcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is TWiT.
Audio bandwidth for the Daily GizWiz is provided by Winamp. Subscribe to the Daily GizWiz and all your favorite podcasts with the ultimate media player. Download it for free at winamp.com. Video bandwidth for the Daily GizWiz is provided by CacheFly at CacheFly.com.
It's time for the Daily GizWiz with Mad's maddest writer, Dick DeBartolo. This is episode 1288 for Wednesday, February 16th, 2011, The Light Mind Professional. And now, get ready for Dick. It's Wednesday, and we are bereft of Leo and a theme.
It's Wednesday.
I don't have a Wednesday song, really.
Theme day.
I could sing the Monday song over again.
No, it's Wednesday.
Theme Tree Wednesday, the show you cannot hum.
There's no way.
The day when there's no theme.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Daily GizWiz. I'm Tom Merritt, filling in for the penguin hustling Leo Laporte. And joining us is Mad's maddest writer, Dick DeBartolo, the man himself. Hey, Dick, good to be with you again.
Well, it's super. And I have to thank you for filling in, for driving 50 miles from your home to the studio. I know it's a Saturday and you normally don't work, and you probably had to drive through miles of tourist cars. I mean, it's just amazing that you would do that.
I'm at home. I had to walk quite a ways from my bedroom, though. It's because we moved into a bigger house. So let me explain. We moved into a bigger house so I could be closer to Petaluma, so it would be easier for me to get to the studio, so I wouldn't have to drive as far. And so when I didn't do that this morning,
how big is that house?
I had to walk down a much longer hallway than I would have.
Oh, okay.
In the old place, yeah.
All right. Well, in that case, I do thank you for walking down that extra hallway. I too left my home and walked 15 steps to my office. So we've put equal amount of efforts into this.
And that's what it's all about. In these days of revolution and parity, we should all give in equal amounts.
Absolutely. Absolutely. This is a chance to really take over TWiT now that he's out of town. Country.
I mean, we've seen this in Tunisia, in Egypt, and not to compare TWiT to those. Those are serious revolutions, but there's kind of a feeling in the air that, change at the top.
Yeah. Change is good. Change is good. This is your chance to run over to the brick TWiT house and stake out a really big office for yourself.
Put up some big pictures of myself. And
yeah.
You know what my deepest fear is? Every time there's some really nice people on Twitter who say things like, Tom, you're doing a great job. I don't even miss Leo. I'm like, please don't let him. He will fire me. Stop saying that.
No, well, I'll say it for them. We miss Leo. No,
we definitely miss Leo.
This is a good way to start 5 shows.
Yeah, it is. All right. It is a no-theme day. Are you really
worn out? You must be doing lots of stuff out there, right? Are you pretty much filling in for every single show?
No, I'm not filling in. I'm not doing Net at Night. Sarah Lane's covering that. Becky Worley did 1 episode of This Week in Google. I'm doing the other 2. And iPad Today has been filled in by guests. So Ron Richards, MG Sigler, have filled in there. But I think and the tech guy, Scott Wilkinson, did the tech guy. I don't have to do any of the tech guy. That's actually the hardest show to do, so I got off easy.
He was amazing. I happened to be on that last week, unbeknownst to me.
Yeah, I heard that, where you're like, okay.
What? I know, I promised the chat room I'd go in at 5 o'clock, so I signed in 15 minutes early, and I said, Alex, Leo keeps having trouble reaching me. Can you just call me so I can make sure that you can get through today? And he called, and then Scott looked up and saw me and said, so, Dick, what's the gadget of the day? I said, okay. Let me turn my head and find something.
Walked into the wrong Skype room. Well, thank goodness you were in in your office where you were surrounded by things you could talk about.
Well, the funny thing was, earlier I was listened about the last half hour, and someone had called in about the Bose. What did he know about the Bose product where Bose had the TV and the surround sound, everything built into one unit? And Scott didn't know about it, and I happened to be there at the launch, so it was perfect. I was able to weasel my way out of it and look like it was really planned.
That's really all you need to do in this business. I have been taught by my mentors. You don't have to know anything. Just look like
No. Well, God, look at you've proved that for years.
Yeah, exactly. Anyone who's met me knows that.
Anyway, this is a prior gadget. Now, I know you don't have time to listen to the Daily GizWiz. Any idea what that might do or be?
That is a small-scale replica model of Sputnik.
Well, it's not bad.
No?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And it also looks like one of those underwater Navy mines that you see in those old World War II movies. Okay. So this is called the Magnetic Light Mine. And let me just see, we did it back in June 2009. And Tom, every one of these little spikes is a magnet. And what you do is you light the light, and then you stick the magnet whatever angle you want, so the light shines on whatever work you're doing. So that's for those who don't have a GizWiz, LED hat. So now this was actually a big hit. So now the same company has come out with Light Mine Professional. Yeah, exactly. Whoa, yes. The other one was the size of a golf ball. If you're just listening, the new Light Mine Professional is the size of a baseball, and it is now 8 times brighter, 4 times longer, has a built-in, let's see, you can see the in the back there is the Light Mine Professional. It has red LEDs in the back. So this is great if you're out in the car. So what you can do is if you break down in the car, stick this under the hood to any magnetic surface. There you go.
That's brilliant.
Exactly what it looks like. Or if you're changing a tire, you put it on the flashing red. And again, any magnetic part of the car, you can have, that's just a steady light. Let me just go to flashing. And so then you can have a flashing red light so people know that there's danger there. It's really
and
pretty.
There's a mine attached to your car, and it may explode at any moment.
That's right. People see that and they go, let's steer clear, because if we hit that, we'll be doomed. So it's a 4-position switch, and it's low power spot, high output flood, steady red night vision, and high visibility blinking signal beacon. Now, the neat thing about this is the company who made the little one, I saw this and I emailed them and said, when's that coming on the market? And the guy says, I'm going to send you one because I happen to listen to you guys every Saturday. And he said, not only that, if anybody wants to buy one, use the code GizWiz and they get
look at that.
20% off. So actually, they're fairly nicely priced. $19.99 for the great big guy. So that's going to be $16. The little guy is going to be under $6. That's just to strike a light mine. And
$6 after the GizWiz discount, or just
after the GizWiz discount,
Nice.
$5.60, or
that's great.
$16 for the big.
$20 for the big one isn't bad. So
No, not at all. And you know what? They have another use for it that I never even thought of. Is if you drop a screw where you can't pick it up. Especially if you have the little one, just tie a little string on it and drop it down wherever you are. And any one of those little magnetic corners will adhere to it, and you'll be able to get it back out again. I don't know how it's going to do if I have to be careful about laying this on top of any of my computer equipment. So that I don't know about.
It doesn't seem like those magnets are that powerful It's never a good idea to put your magnets near your hard drive.
No, I was just going to say, since we're
drives
still
are
on Skype and I haven't erased my hard drive, I guess things are okay.
Yeah, I think you're doing okay. I think that would be a nice little fill light for video podcasting too.
You know what? That's not a bad. That's not a bad idea. Not a bad idea.
Easy to mount if you've got a little. If you've got some metal. A lot of people podcast in houses with metal walls.
People have metal plates in their head. This is perfect.
Right.
If you have a metal plate in your head,
off the top.
It's very funny. Every time I put it down, it picks up 9 more things, and I now have a battery.
It's like Katamari Damacy there.
Paper clip.
We're going to see that thing rolling down Fifth Avenue on the evening news.
And it's strikerhandtools.com is where they are.
Strikerhandtools.com. That is really nifty. I bet we haven't even scratched the surface of what.
Oh, no, I scratched it before the show.
Oh, well, now you can't send it back.
No, I know.
No, I mean, I think there's probably, a ton of different innovative uses that people could put that to.
You know what? Living in New York City, owned 26 boats and never owned a car. Are cars still made out of metal? It seems every time I see a wreck, it seems like the highway is strewn with plastic. So are parts of cars still metal?
Yeah, there is still metal in cars. And more metal than you think. Yeah, you can stick magnets. You know those trucks that have the signage on the side, like Bob and Dave's Paint Company.
Oh yes, yeah.
Those are always magnetic. So,
oh, those are my favorite painters. Is Bob and Dave? Yeah, they must be everywhere.
Oh yeah, they're good. They get around the country too.
They really do. They really do.
I almost said they get around, but then people could misinterpret that to think I meant painting.
Oh, yeah, no. They just get around the country. They haven't lifted a brush in about 5 years. They're lazy, but they're very good.
For that. Yeah, they just hire locals. All right, so shall we read some letters then?
Yeah, well, a letter, and but I have to hear a theme before I even reach into the mailbag. Now, were they letters? Or they look more like bills.
Yeah, actually, they're just empty return envelopes because I pay everything online. I don't know what to do with these things.
Oh, okay. And our letter comes from Dave in Pennsylvania, and the title is Swiss Gear USB drives are out longer than Leo knew. Now, this is Leo did one of his Turn to Table Tuesdays was that the people who make Swiss Army knives, business fell off when the TSA stopped letting people carry little pen knives, and they came out with little pocket knives that really hold USB memory. So this is answering that. And also,
yeah, I remember this because Leo made a big deal of how he went by the Swiss Army knife booth at CES and just, kind of expressed some mild interest, and they're like, oh, let's give you one of these USB drives. So I did the same thing, and I was like, yeah, I heard you had a press kit. They're like, yeah, and they gave me a folder with a bunch of paper in it.
You know what? You and me, I did the same thing. I went down and I said, oh, yeah, I heard about this 32 gigabyte drive, and they said, oh, yeah, that's just a rumor. So I couldn't say, well, then how come my friend?
You should have borrowed it from him. Is this a rumor?
I know. Yes, that would have been good. Except the convention is so big. To go get it and go back would have been 18 miles. Evidently, Dave knows that we have substitutes because it starts, "Hey, Dick," and insert co-host name here.
Tom.
So I'll read it properly. Hey, Dick and Tom. Leo isn't quite right about the Swiss Gear USB drives. About 7 years ago, when I worked for Best Buy, I bought one of them. It was 256 megabytes. Yes, megabytes. It had scissors, screwdrivers, something else, and a single LED as the, quote, flashlight. That sucker cost me, and no employee discount, about $180. Thought you would appreciate the info. Keep up the crappy work. Oh, he does listen to the podcast. Keep up the crappy work. Dave from Pennsylvania.
I have endeavored to lower the quality of the work of the Daily GizWiz as much as I can.
That's a tough job. Trust me.
But I'm able to do it.
Yeah, you are. You are. But isn't that amazing? 7 years, and it was $180 for 256 megabytes.
Well, yeah, I remember the first time I ran into a gigabyte USB drive was at CES. A guy I know who worked at Microsoft in the Zune department was handing out USB drives, and he was like, "These are a gigabyte."
Yeah.
And then he kind of leaned in and wait for you to be like, "Come on, say wow."
Yeah.
To which I said, "About time." And 256
Oh, okay.
megabytes.
You see,
Who
well,
could live
you're
like
in the business, so you knew how to put him down.
Yeah. Take that, Ed.
I'll just put this here with my 3 gigabyte hard drive and look at it when I get a chance.
Yeah. I said, how hard is it to delete all the information you preload on this for the press? It's not any harder on a gigabyte, is it?
That is the kind of the sad thing in the press room is when someone goes in and drops off 100 100 flash drive press kits, and people go by and take 8 and 10 at a time.
Like they're candy.
Yeah, I know. I always feel like, oh, guys, he's trying to, take an extra one for your kid, but not a handful.
Well, the worst is when they pop them in their mouth.
Take one for me and Leo and Lisa. I need those. Give me a bunch of those.
They reach in, grab a handful, pop them in their mouth, and then spit them back out in the bowl. Hate that.
Ooh, yeah. I'm going to stay out of... What press room is that? Because I'm not going there.
Yeah, stay out of the CES press room. All right. Well, thanks to everybody for watching. You're stuck with me for another 9 episodes of the GizWiz before Leo gets back from Antarctica. No, the funny thing is, the way this works, you may be watching this and he may already be back. It's kind of like time travel.
Wow. Only Leo could figure out how to make that happen.
Yeah. So, we could do maybe tomorrow's show. We can do a little Karnak. We could predict what Leo's doing the day.
Okay, that's good. Yeah. That's good.
We'll try that on tomorrow's show,
and I'll be here.
DAILY. It's the Daily GizWiz. It's the Daily GizWiz. It's the Daily GizWiz.
It makes its own gravy.
Yeah.